Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? No, I've never heard of Hate Beak, but that's a very funny play on Hate Breed, I assume. Yeah, there was a heavy metal band that had a dog as a lead singer called K-Ninicus back in the day too. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? We were gonna play Gas Station Simulator today, or I was even thinking maybe about jumping back into Bolt Gun, so we don't forget about that. But Nick needs backgrounds, so today we're gonna do backgrounds. Good morning, Hawks Timber. All mail review yesterday was awesome. Thank you, Silent Taka. It was a lot of fun to do. I had no gas station backgrounds, unfortunately. Yeah, you can stay audio only today, Mark. You're not going to miss anything visual. Getting into biking to get in shape for my wedding later this year, and just in general, I'm finding the options in biking are vast. Are your bikes gravel ones? Yeah, I have... I think technically my bike's called a hybrid, but it's more for street and gravel, or like Kalachi. It's not like I would never take my bike off-roading. It doesn't have shocks or anything. Those regulation cards were fucking awesome. They were really great. If they were, easy to obtain, I obviously would have made one of them the card of the day, but nobody would really have an option to get them. Wear a helmet, yeah. Man, I woke up tired. Not really tired, just kind of flat today. I don't know why. I do know why. I got up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep till like 6, but I don't know. I went to bed early. I don't feel like I slept badly. Good morning, Chris Rules. Me and my coworker are keeping track of how many hot dogs we eat this year. Work at a restaurant. I'm at 45 dogs already since January. You're 45 dogs in 27 days? That's impressive. Also, ultimately, maybe not the healthiest route. 1 month. Wow. That's pretty crazy. All right. Let's get to it. All right, there we go. Put you back up there. Okay. So, I already started recording this shot before the stream started, so we're just going to ride this out for another 10 minutes or so. And then we'll move. We're going to do all of our filming in Far Cry 6 today because it is a tropical environment, and I'm feeling like projecting warmth and tropical beach vibes this week. I'm sick of the cold, so. Irish folk music. This is Far Cry 6. Whoa. Got windy there for a second, huh? That was weird. Keep the face cam in. I wouldn't say I'm like sick of the cold. It just, I realize I did just say that, but it more just like, I know it's at its end. Like once you're in it, it's fine. You adjust accordingly to how you live, and then you're like, oh, okay, I've caught the wave. I'm on the wave. That's fine. But the high today, like it's 19 degrees in Austin right now, but sunny, and the high today is like 47 or something, 45. So I know all the remaining ice, because we have a bunch of black ice out there right now, that'll all melt today, and then I don't know that we'll get more. So it's like we're just at the tail end of it. So when you're at the tail end of it and you know there's no more, you're just like, let's just get it over with and let's get back to being able to ride my bike. Hopefully. Man, the fucking spam calls are out of control for me this year. No Man's Sky, it's cool. I've never played the game. I've only filmed backgrounds in it. Well, that's not true. I played it a little bit when it very first came out, but not since it's become the game that it is. 18 in Alabama. Yeah, my mom is getting... It's in the 20s where my mom is, and she lives, on the coast. North coast of Ireland, pretty cold place. The extreme levels of cold in the U.S. always shock me. Well, the thing about it is the U.S. is just such a insanely large place, Like, we can have, like, the land mass of the United States is fucking massive. So we get everything, Like, if Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan were a different country than Texas, you wouldn't hear about Texas weather nearly as much, probably. Your experience of cold is just as valid as ours. Yeah, it's just, it's about what you're acclimatized to, or acclimated to. Yeah, at 35, to go from 80 to 35 is crazy, Mark. All right, we're 7 minutes in on this little... Oh, look at those bugs. I didn't notice those before. Have they always been there? I guess I've just been looking on the trees. Cold in Texas doesn't need to be as cold to break stuff here. We're not ready for it. Yeah, the infrastructure isn't in place to deal with real cold. And so it just breaks all the city services when we have it. My wife just laughed so fucking loud in the other room. Something really caught her. I grew up in Hawaii. 72 is freezing. Yeah. Single-digit weather, still wearing shorts. Yeah, I remember one time, brief relief, we were... it was a Rooster Teeth memory. We were in Seattle for something, and we were eating at... God, I can't remember all the hamburger restaurants we used to eat at in Washington. It wasn't Burger Master. It was something else. It's another one that we go to. It's the day Matt Hullum got drunk and we lost him, and we found him in the grocery store. And that was the day he said, you may have ever heard us reference him saying, "This chocolate is vanilla," which made everybody laugh. God, I wish I could remember what... Red something, maybe. Anyway, we were at a burger restaurant. This is 2010 or 11, maybe. And I remember it was like 38 degrees, and I was dying because I did not dress for the weather. I wasn't prepared for it. And then I did that thing where I figured, like, I'm going to be inside 90% of the time. So what's it matter? I'm only going to be outside for 5 minutes. What if I'm uncomfortable? And then you get out there and you realize you're outside way more than you plan on it. And then you hate yourself. But I remember sitting in that burger restaurant and looking out over a field, and there was a bunch of kids playing soccer. They were all in shorts, and I was thinking, maybe because they're running around so much, they don't notice how cold it is. But all the parents were sitting in lawn chairs, and they were all wearing shorts too. And everybody in that field, in that park, gave the appearance of it being 75 degrees. They were all dressed like, not flip-flops, but like really beachy clothes, watching the kids play soccer with T-shirts, and like it was just a run-of-the-mill day, and I was physically like miserable. And I just remember thinking, like, man, we are different people, We are just we're just different. It wasn't Red Robin, no. It was like Red House or something like that. I can't remember. We've talked about it on stream, on podcasts in the past. How cold were the nights in Kuwait? Oh man, that was so long ago. You're talking about 28 years ago? More? 30 years ago? I remember, well, I've told this story many, many times, but I remember one night getting back to the barracks and being fucking freezing when I finally got back into this little like airplane hangar we were sleeping in, and it had controls on it, and I would never have touched the temperature controls in the Army. Like, I would never be brave enough to do that. You get in a lot of trouble for that. But I wanted to see what the temperature was, and I walked over because it was like, felt like about 50 in there, and I walked over and it was like 89 degrees, and I remember thinking like, how the fuck can I be cold in 89 degrees? But I was freezing that night. But if it's 120 degrees all day, every day, you just, your body acclimates. I moved from Texas to Jersey to Texas. Snow is why I don't live in Jersey anymore. When I was on tour with that band, after living in Jersey for about 2 years, which I loved, by the way. I really did. I loved New Jersey. I thought it was beautiful. They call it the Garden State for a reason. I loved the shore. I went surfing. I got really into surfing there. I'd been into surfing already, but like really, it was my big surfing sweet spot. Made a ton of friends. Found it to be a very welcoming place. I was there for less than a year before I was roadieing for Catch 22 and PAing for View Askew. Like, I had fucking made it, and I made it quickly there. Consider myself very lucky. Thank you for those numbers, Grassy Beef, and more. That's all you. Thank you for the numbers, Greasy Beef. And I found it to be such a welcoming place. I really did. It was so different than I had anticipated. I'd got so many people got into my ear so much about what it was going to be like when we moved to New Jersey, and then it was nothing like that. And I got used to the cold. But when I came back to Texas on tour with that band, and it was like December 13th, and we didn't have a place to stay. We were here for like 2.5 days. And we played at the Typewriter Museum, or whatever it was before that, on the east side, on East 6, which is no longer there. You'd have to be an old Austin head to remember the Typewriter Museum. It was like a anarchist punk collective house on East 6 that, when East 6 was a very different place, that would have tons of shows. And so I remember they played a show there, which was awesome. And we didn't have anywhere to stay, and they were like, well, you know the area, what should we do? And we went up to, we stayed at, we stayed in the van in the parking lot of Hula Hut, right on the water. And I remember it was like 78 degrees. And some of the guys put shorts on. And I just remember thinking, why the fuck? I know it's just black ice in New Jersey right now when we get home. Why the fuck am I there when I could be hanging out in shorts in December? And so when I got home from the tour, it was more complicated than that, but essentially when I got home from the tour, I just packed up and moved. I didn't have a place to stay when I moved to Austin. Loaded everything up into a U-Haul, drove it to Austin. Before I had gotten here, before I left New Jersey, I printed out 5 apartment complexes, locations. This is before phones, right? And so I printed out maps to 5 apartment locations, and the first one just happened to be this. It's no longer there. This apartment called Cooper's Hill in south in Austin on William Cannon. And I remember getting into Austin. You're driving down south, and so I got into North Austin, and we're fucking here, and then we just drove past Austin, just went to the first place in the pile of letters, directions, which was that apartment on William Cannon. Pulled in, went to the front office, and I said, can I rent an apartment? And they said, sure. And I said, can I move in today? And they said, if you've got enough money for a deposit. And I said, I do. And I moved into an apartment that day, the day I moved to Austin. I'd been in Austin for less than 30 minutes before I had a place to live. Before MapQuest. Seems insane now, but at the time it made so much sense, and it seemed so easy and doable. I guess it just was a different world. This background is darker on my computer than it is on my TV, but I think it's okay. Although it is going to make the transition back to day hard. Like, it'll be a hard cut, so we're going to ride it out a little bit longer and see if we can get through the night cycle on this one. That is kind of dark, though, huh? Maybe he can cut it off before it gets too dark. I don't know. I can't tell. It's perfectly viewable on my screen. my TV screen. Having a great morning. Thank you, Noble Caboose. Had 3 places saved, came, looked at them all, and just picked one. Love it here. We'll never leave. Are you in Austin? Is that Mango? I did not play High Guard yesterday. I downloaded it, though. I beat Far Cry 5 in 10 minutes. What time of year did you move to Austin? I moved to Austin December 17th, 1998. I know that because I came to Austin December 13th. I left to go to San Antonio December 14th. I had the band, never really talked about this, I had the band drive me to the airport where I got a one-way ticket back to New Jersey, flew home December 14th, packed up everything I owned December 15th, and left December 16th. And December 17th was back in Austin. Catch-22 was still on tour. I didn't complete that tour. I was having some relationship problems that precipitated my need to leave and move. But man, it was awesome. And it was so crazy to go from, I had the idea December 13th to being back there with everything I owned 4 days later. See, that kind of stuff seems crazy in my 50s, but man, when I was like 23, easy. Oh, it did that big dump again. All right, let's stop here. I don't know how, we'll see how it goes. It might be a little too dense. Okay. Did you happen to see Halo's 25th anniversary art? My brother pointed out to me that it was red versus blue. Oh, Griffin Simmons are in it? Yeah, that was cute. I appreciated that. I saw that and thought that was neat of them. I definitely appreciated it. Definitely don't need to include us in that stuff, but it's really cool when they do. Makes you feel fuzzy, all warm and fuzzy inside, you know? You know, that tree is just right in the fucking middle of the frame, isn't it? Let's see if we can do something about that. That's better. There we go. This will work. I don't think it's this dark, but maybe we'll wait a second before we start filming. Have I kept in touch with any of the bands I worked with? Well, the only band I ever roadied for was Catch-22. I made, like, passing friendships with some of the other bands, you know, but not that persisted. Maybe they would have if I'd continued doing that kind of work and being in that world, you know? But I've met many, many, many cool bands that I would love to have stayed in touch with, but you know how that would go. You know how that goes. A lot of Victory Records bands. But I still keep in touch with Kevin Gunther from Catch-22 from time to time. He collects baseball cards too, so anytime one of us gets a big hit, we'll let the other one know that we're excited about. But outside of that, and he invited me out to a show they were going to do last year as a surprise to the band, and I couldn't make it, unfortunately. I was real torn up about it. I'd really love to see them all again. It's been so many years. And I'm sure I won't have that many opportunities as we all get older, you know? This is fine. This will work. This seems bright enough, too. All right. So I turned in about a month ago we did backgrounds. I turned them into Nick, and I realized when I put them all together, there were only 4 that were really good and usable. So I turned those in yesterday, but we need to get them at least another half dozen. Good luck, Ollie. More shoveling? That's great, Caesar. Obligatory fuck victory records. I don't know. I'm not up to date on the drama or anything. I thought that the owner, Tony, was kind of obnoxious back in the day when I was nothing but a roadie, but I didn't keep up with that scene much as I got older, so I don't know if Victory's done any particularly egregious stuff, or I don't even know if Victory's still around. Is Far Cry actually good? I enjoyed it when I played it, but I think I only played about 7 or 8 hours of gameplay, maybe. I definitely haven't even come close to beating it. I haven't even unlocked a lot of the map, I don't think. No trouble in the freeze, no. Other than me falling at the office yesterday. Twice. Well, I don't know what else you would eat in Detroit if you don't eat conies. My shoulder, it's a little... You know what? It's fine. It's a little sore. Oh, I'm fine. Totally fine. At my age. In your condition? At your age? I have winter shoes. Yeah, of course. I have everything I need for the winter in Michigan, in Austin. I actually fell after that. You know, we talked about it in the break show. After that, we were throwing trash away, and I was using I was jumped into the blue recycling bin, you know, the tall one, climbed up into it, and I was jumping into it, and the fucking wheels caught and spun out, and it fucking threw me. And that was way funnier than the other one. Had nothing to do with snow. Far Cry 6. I know you asked the chat, but I know the answer, so I jumped in. If I had a bubble around me, I'd never have any stories to tell. Did I get to experience Land Warrior while you were deployed? I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that is. What is Land Warrior, Clunt? Well, it stays dark for a long fucking time in this game, doesn't it? Hey, I can see the sun coming out a little bit. Oh, that's nice. You know what? What if we just pick it up right here? All right, we're going to start re-recording. The other video was only... Okay. We're recording from right here. This will be a beautiful video. Clunt is definitely a Gavin Worm's name. It was a weird, like, HUD system they issued to troops in the early 90s. No, I don't have any memory of that. I was in from 93 to 98, so I guess that would have been the time, maybe. But, yeah, I'm not familiar with it. And, but it's also, listen, I was in the Army from 18 to 23, and I'm 51 now. So I got out of the Army 28 years ago. It is entirely possible I have forgotten all about it. It is hard to remember all that shit, you know? The older you get, the more you realize your brain just turns into Swiss cheese, and you just lose stuff through the holes constantly. Blue Nuke 1 says, hey, Geoff, longtime watcher since Rich Teeth, trying to keep up with all your stuff and streams. Hope things are good and keep being hilarious. Okay. Thanks. It's good to see you here, Blue Nuke. Hopefully you will stick around, don't be a stranger, and join this community of coffee drinkers and morning havers. I think it was part of that Army of One initiative. I definitely was a part of the Army of One. Although, when I joined, it wasn't Army of One yet. When I joined, it was be all that you can be, find your future in the Army or it was the whole tagline was like, we do more by 9 a.m. than most people do in an entire day. And I definitely wasn't swayed by any of that at all when I joined the military. It had nothing to do with it, but I did like that idea. I did like the idea of being productive, getting the day started. You made me laugh, Twitcher. Three perfect rabbit pelts yesterday, and it's just so relaxing when you're not getting shot at. Yeah. I wish that game was easier to film in. Oh, that looks beautiful. Man, we found the spot, didn't we? You think that thing you sent to the P.O. box never made it? When did you send it, Mark? Because I do have mail. That was all the old mail from as far back as like 2021 that we had just been holding on to. And I know we don't have all that. I know some of that got lost along the way, but if you send it in like the last 3 or 4 months, it might be in the other pile of mail that we didn't touch because we wanted to clear out the old stuff that people sent so we could apologize for all the 3-year-old wedding invitations we got. Also, if you sent a letter and you didn't see me open it a long time ago, we might still have that. I just did packages and a few of the letters, but there's a pile of letters that we have to go through too. I don't know if I'll do those on stream or not. My face cam is not in the recordings. Thank you for asking. I am recording through Elgato while I stream to you through OBS. So, but I really appreciate it. Christ died for your sins. It's very funny. Is referencing a time when we did an entire day of these recordings. I felt really productive. Probably did like 7 or 8 of them, and then realized I was recording with OBS and I had baked in my webcam for all the recordings, and they were all useless. It's I started over again. As soon as the little ribbon of sun started to come out on the left, I restarted the recording. So we're 4 minutes into this recording. Let me know. Somebody let me know in 11 minutes where we are, when it is. How long do you record backgrounds for? That's evolved, Leo Panda. A lot of it has evolved because of video games, but I used to try to record an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, so he didn't have to loop it at all. That became it's just not efficient, and there's no need for it. So then I started recording 30 minutes, and then he'd only have to loop it once, maybe twice. But then a game that I like to record in a lot, Sea of Thieves, dropped their idle disconnect time from 30 minutes down to like 15, I think, 10 or 15. And I didn't want to lose recording in that game, but I realized it's just 15 minutes is plenty. Nick he needs to loop it 4 times, so maybe 5. So I've been trying to shoot for 15-minute recordings. That allows me to. It's a little bit more work on Nick's end, but not really, and that allows me to double essentially the output I can turn into them in an easy way. So 15 minutes, pretty good. Somebody's not getting. You gotta really be paying attention to notice the transition every 15 minutes. You'd have to be looking pretty seriously at the screen, you know. I need to record 2 webinar podcasts today, and I have to make sure all my OBS settings are correct. So thanks for the reminder. No problem. French press is great, but it's a lot of work. I wanted to be a pour over Chemex or French press guy, and we did French press for a while, but ultimately it's just so much easier to make drip coffee. And Emily got me that coffee pot for Christmas, and I love it so much. Kim Master, is that what it's called? Something like that. It's really pretty. Mocha Master. Thank you, Marnette. Yeah, the Mocha Master. It's like a kind of a mint green. Looks very 1950s. Very cool. And that thing is just fun to use. What is the Don Pedro project? Okay, I can answer that, Matthew. Let me respond to this real fast. I didn't know you streamed. I want to thank you for all the years of entertainment. I watched you and the rest of the guys since I was basically a kid, and now I'm a full-ass man. You got me through some tough times. And Griff was always my favorite. Well, thank you so much, Shiro, and I really appreciate it. Hope you'll make yourself at home here in the chat and in the community. And if you get a chance, if you haven't already, check out the Regulation podcast. That's the main thing I do with Gavin and some other people from Rooster Teeth. You're a full-ass man, and Regulation is a full-ass company, just like Rooster Teeth was. As a matter of fact, I signed the 401k paperwork yesterday, so now we even have 401ks. So, anyway, to answer your question, where was that? The Don Pedro project. So, when I got back into collecting cards in the pandemic, I saw what was happening to it pretty quickly. I saw the escalation in outside fan base investors and grading, and like it was right at the precipice when things kind of went to shit in collecting and just went out of valuations went out of control. Boxes started doubling and tripling and quadrupling in cost, and everything just went nuts, right? And so I was kind of immediately disillusioned, but I was also so happy to be back in it. I wanted to find ways to celebrate collecting cards again without it being focused around how much money your fucking Tom Brady rookie or Pokemon card is worth. I found those people to be gross. People that would wear like slabbed cards around their neck with gold chains and carry them around and fucking Louis Vuitton purses through Vegas and show them off. Like, it got real weird for a while there. And thank you for the sub, Greeky Floorboards. Thanks for gifting it to Shiro's Beast, too. Now they can't leave. Now they're stuck. And so in the process of all that and celebrating cards through Fuckface and talking about it, we ended up in the Zimmer zone. And I just became so delighted by Don Zimmer and remembering him as a kid and the fact that he connected with the guys in such a strong way. I wasn't just talking about the Paul brothers, Mark. I was talking about a couple of other people as well. I actually realized that it may seem like I was singling the Paul brothers out, which I wasn't, but they definitely fell into that category. But there were other people in that they were less influencer and more card influencer who were doing that kind of shit too. People you might not know of because they're not pop culture famous as much as they are famous within the card collecting scene. An anonymous gifter is gifting a tier 1 sub to Fake Just Community. Oh, thank you so much, anonymous gifter. But I agree, fuck those dudes, sure, of course. But fuck a lot of dudes. Anyway, so in the process of that, we watched the old Don Zimmer, Pedro Martinez fight. I got the tattoo, the whole thing. And early on, I just got to thinking, I don't know where I got the idea exactly, maybe just from the idea of how much junk wax there was out there, that it was valueless. And I just got to thinking about how fun it would be to take a bunch of Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez cards and make a giant 30-foot tall mosaic of the fight, of a screenshot, for the iconic screenshot from the fight where I got the tattoo of Pedro knocking Don to the ground and his hat's all fucking skewed. And if I made it big enough, I found this program that I could install. And I then set about, over time, I bought maybe 1,500 to 2,000 different Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez cards. Now, this sounds expensive. This sounds like a lot of money, but it's not. You can buy a lot of like 400 Pedro Martinez cards on eBay for like $8, or at least you used to be able to, because these are just wax cards. There's no real value in this. I just tried to get every different one that I could get, because each different one is a different color palette, a different design palette. And then I scanned all of them individually. Not done. I scanned about 800 of them individually, and then use this program to build the mosaic. And then it basically designs it and says, so you need to be 20 feet big to make this look right, yada, yada, yada. And then I just started collecting those cards. It'd be like, you need 800 of this one, you need 150 of this one, You need 36 of this one. You need 72 of this one. And then it all changes. And then you find a new Pedro Martinez card that you didn't have before. You scan that in, and then it changes the image. And now you need 20 of those and less of this. And so it was a process. I was just going through scanning and rebuilding until I was happy ultimately with it. And then I would just be a situation of going out and finding all those cards, probably through your help, community. But I got to a point where I was just too busy with fuckface and everything else to continue. I hired an unreliable assistant in my daughter to scan the cards, the new cards that I got in for me, and she got busy with school and never did it. And then I was too busy to follow up with her, and so I just put the project on indefinite hold until I have a little bit more time in my life to work on it. Now would probably work, but I don't have a place to build it once I have it, so I'm kind of holding on till either regulation gets something big enough that would have a warehouse in it, which I don't know that that'll ever happen, or if I buy a place in Michigan with a big enough basement, I can do it there. There you go. That's a very long, drawn-out explanation of the Don Pedro project. Thank you, Goico. It's just a giant mosaic of Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez fighting, built out of Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez cards, of which I have maybe 5,000 cards now. Blaming Millie. I told her I'd pay her good money. I was like, if you scan this box, I'll give you like $200. And then she was like, okay. And then I took the box back 2 years later, knocked the dust off of it, and put it back in my closet. Thank you, Goico. It does sound pretty cool. I agree. And I really want to make it someday, and I think it will be pretty cool, but I just have so much else going on. You know, then like anytime things calm down a little bit, it's like, oh, fucking Rooster Teeth went under. All right, well, I guess I'll spend the next 2 years of my life rebuilding a company. You know, there just hasn't been a block of time when I could really fuck with it. It's been so long since I used that program. I don't know that I don't even have it on this computer. I don't remember what it's called. I have to find my old Mac to find the Mosaic program with the license on it because I bought it for commercial use. And yeah, it's a whole thing. You haven't heard my voice in so long. Oh my God, you should check out the Regulation podcast, Slim. Sorry. That's what I've been doing since literally the day Rooster Teeth ended. The Fuckface crew switched over to the Regulation company and started making podcasts and gameplays and live action videos immediately. And now we're just about 2 years in, and we have boy, do we have a wealth of content for you to dive into. You want gameplays? We got gameplays. We got hundreds of them. You want between the games, live action, Achievement Hunter style shenanigans? We got a dickload of that. You want podcasts? That's what we do best. Have you and Gav set up a new PC, or is it still in the box? My PC is still in my box. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It might be too low for the camera, but... Oh, yeah, I do a personal... Thanks, Johan. I do a personal podcast called So All Right every Tuesday as well. You can listen to that if you want to. That's just me. As soon as I'm done here, I have to figure out what the fuck I'm going to talk about today. I was committed to, thank you, Shadowlink. I was committed to talking about the Japanese hippie movement and the history of Japanese horror films based on the previous episode I did. And then I sat down yesterday to look into that. Holy shit, that's an overwhelming amount of information. So I might have to simplify it down to one of the two, at least for this episode, and maybe even focus on like the films of the Japanese hippie movement, not just the movement in general, or vice versa. What's up, Lux Immortal? I just gave my whole spiel about what I've been up to since Rooster Teeth. You missed it, but I've missed you too, and I'm happy to see you here. And hopefully you will check out everything that we've been up to since Rooster Teeth. Yeah, it's a background change. Thank you very much. Let's do that. That's excellent. Appreciate you. And we're going to stick with this theme because I've been staring at this little island this whole time. And do I have a wingsuit? I think I do, but just in case. Oh. Oh, I love the... I can't go prone in this game, can I? No. Uh-oh. There we go. That was weird. Game froze on me. It's kind of... Where's the sun? That might be a better angle, actually. Little fishermen and stuff out there you can kind of see fucking around. What's better? Should I be in the water? I will drown eventually. Oh, you can see the fish here, though. It's so blown out there. Shark. You don't think that shark can get me here, do you? That's actually quite beautiful. Who needs the water? Let's just go with that. Remember, we're doing beachy, positive, warm weather vibes today with these backgrounds. Is that not recording? Okay, it is. Now. Weird. Thank you, JT Bastion, for the sub. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that these are... Yeah, okay. I don't... Oh, Christ. I don't know that we got our video earlier. Man, this thing acts weird sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. It's possible we don't have any recordings yet. I don't know how that fucking works. Well, let's see. Hope you have a good day too, busy hippie. Hopefully it calms down at work. All right, we're definitely recording today. Man, if we didn't get that sunrise, that's a real bummer. I could have sworn I was recording. Please be recording. It wouldn't be a Geoff stream without technical I know, man. What's up, Terminator? Oh, those birds flying up is cool. I better have this fucking file. Just found the regulation gaming YouTube. Excited for the few videos I've seen so far. Hell yeah. What's your favorite game to record these backgrounds in? Honestly, Far Cry 6 is pretty good. Far Cry 6 is pretty easy to film in. The problems I'm having today have nothing to do with Far Cry. It's just my shitty computer setup. And me being too much of a coward to pull my new computer out of the box and set it up because I know it'll go wrong. Use the Twitch VOD and crop it. Nah, that's not a big deal. I can record these throughout my night. Just when I walk by the room, I can just go in and set up a recording, and then it's like I can record these all night long, all day long when I'm doing other stuff. I just like to do it with you guys because I feel like it. I don't know. I always just like showing how the sausage is made, you know, hence sausage talk. What happened to Michael? He started, well, he didn't start, I guess he continued the 100% Eat podcast after Rooster Teeth with Jordan and Nick and Eric and Gracie. And then they still do that. That I think it would be like their full-time gig. And then he does Mikey and he and Alfredo have a Patreon. And they do like Patreon content, Mikey Fredo, like gaming. And I think they have a podcast or something. See you later. Don't make me go to work. I don't know when the next sausage talk is, to be honest with you. I feel like we would have done one in January, but we didn't. If I don't call a sausage talk, it never happens. So thank you, Mark. Sausage talk, I feel like I'm the only one that ever really wants to do them. So no, I just don't think that they're doing a lot on that YouTube channel. I think that it's mostly behind the or mostly on their Patreon. I think that's the prime distribution method for that production. Emmy Award winner Jordan Spears. That's right. Kind of bittersweet to see everyone doing their own thing and excelling at it. Is it? I don't know. I think it's kind of awesome to see everybody succeed and have life after Rooster Teeth. Prove that they didn't need Rooster Teeth to make it in the entertainment world. Would the Regulation Boys ever consider doing a Sky Factory? Absolutely not. I don't think so. If we did Minecraft, it wouldn't be Sky Factory. And if we did Sky Factory, it wouldn't be me doing chickens again, you know? I wouldn't. Albert, shut up. I feel like that. We did that, you know? When will the next Achievement Hunter reunion be? I'm not sure if you want to answer it. I don't know why I wouldn't. I'm not aware of one. But I don't know. If you're referring to like when on the occasion that like Jeremy or Ray will have a bunch of ex-RT people on and we'll all play together. I haven't heard of anything in a while. But so maybe they're doing them without me. I don't know. But I don't think so. I see Ray pretty regularly. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything in the books, but I'm always happy to jump in and do this. Last time we played Repo, I believe. That's how long ago it was. What would be the best way to watch Regulation Gaming? Whatever is the easiest for you. If you want to watch it on the Patreon, you can. It is a free membership on Patreon. We have paid tiered members too that obviously we want to trick you into signing up for at some point. But everything that we release on YouTube is released on Patreon for free. So if you didn't want to split it between two channels, you get the gaming and the non-gaming stuff on the Patreon. But if YouTube is your thing and you're used to the player and you like the format, then the Regulation Gaming channel and the Regulation Podcast channel are both awesome ways for you to consume the content. Any way you want to watch it or listen to it is great for us. Hearing Ray on Regulation was really fun. Hope that happens again someday. Me too. He's down for it whenever we want. It's just hard to pull that stuff off, unfortunately, with everybody's schedules, you know? What's up, Whiskey? Ah, fuck. Now that you mentioned it, yeah. That's true too, and it's probably worth getting a free membership just because we do release stuff on the Patreon that is free, but you have to have a membership to see. For instance, Mario Party March, which we did last year, where we played one round of a 30-turn Mario Party every day and released it at, I don't know, 10 a.m. every morning. You'd get one 7-minute round, and we did it for 30 straight days. Like, that was free, but you had to be a patron to watch it. Or every year we do a Christmas Advent calendar where we release 24 pieces of special content, and those are all free, but also on the Patreon exclusively. Mario Party March is insanely good. Well, thank you. Who's the number one regulation schedule destroyer? That's a complicated question to answer. I will say this. Andrew is the most available. I would imagine Gavin and I cause the most disruption with travel. Gavin slightly more than me, but we both have to travel a lot, and that can cause a disruption. But I would honestly say that Eric and Nick's schedules are more of an issue to deal with on a weekly basis than the travel stuff. Like, the travel stuff is annoying when it pops up, and it throws everything to disarray, and it's annoying, and I get that. It is what it is, you know? And that's the case for anybody, whether Nick's got to travel or Eric or whoever, or me or Gavin. But during the week, like Monday to Friday, if I'm in town, I'm available 24 hours a day to record, and I will never be an impediment to recording if I'm here. I don't have but like Nick and Eric have like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They're their 100% eat days, so we can't really do regulation stuff on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because they're busy with that other stuff. So I would say that like more than anything, we have it all worked out. It's not a big deal. But I would say any like that, or yeah, I don't know. When Gavin's in town, he seems to be pretty available too. I don't think it's a big deal either way. It's fun to bitch about, but it doesn't personally upset me that Tuesdays and Wednesdays are 100% eat days and we can't do regulation. I find other stuff to do. I have to do So All Right at some point. And if I wasn't doing it then, I'd have to do it on nights and weekends, And then I keep my travel to a minimum as much as I can. But I got parents. I got parents in a different state. My mom in a different state. I got in-laws in a different state. Everybody's getting older. I'm 50, so they're all in their 70s, And then I have a daughter in college in a different state. And so I'm going to have to visit family from time to time, unfortunately. Not even unfortunately. Unfortunately for the schedule. Fortunately for me. There being at least 2 days out of the week, if not more, where you guys can't do much regulation stuff, is still being able to pump out a lot of content is really great. Thank you, Ensign. We fill that time. Like Gavin and I will do Portal on a Wednesday or whatever when we can. Any tips on how to raise a cool daughter like you did? Just fucking love her unconditionally and put her first at all times. And, treat her with the respect a human being deserves. The rest will take care of itself. And you will not need any tips on how to raise a cool kid, because once your daughter is in your hands, it's going to click. Like, genuinely, you might even hear the click. And then you'll go, oh, I was put on earth to do this. And even though I've never done it before, I know how to do this. And then you will feel very confident and comfortable being a parent. At least that was the case for me. It felt so fucking right once I had Millie in my arms And once I brought her home from the hospital, it just felt so right and natural that all the fear just instantly melted away. Indy Draco says, hello, Geoff. It's good to see you live and in videos in the Regulation Gameplay channel. I remember back in 2014 when I attended my first RTX, and the last day I stumbled upon you walking around just outside of the Hilton Hotel. To see your journey as a whole from start to finish with AH and RTX was inspiring and an honor to witness. Glad you're still enjoying your life after the 21 years you spent in RTAH. Thank you so much, Indy. Thank you for the support for all the years and stopping by today. Hopefully you won't be a stranger. Hopefully you will hang out with us and maybe even check out the Regulation podcast if you get a chance. Gavin does not own Meg's car. Gavin owns my car. Meg owns Meg's car. The joke is that Gavin owns my car because I lost it in a bet to him years ago. Listen, your life is about to be pure emotion. You're going to be so overcome with emotion from here on out. Enjoy it. It's the best. It's just a fucking, like, an endless supply of pure love. And it is great. I'm very excited for you. Baby's still alive, clean and fed. I think I'm doing it right. Exactly. Someone who's child-free by choice, it shows me how beautiful parenthood is to some people. Oh, thank you for saying that, Feral Cat Mom. It's it's the first thing I ever wanted to do. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on camera before. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a rodeo clown. I wanted to be an architect, but what I really wanted to be was a dad. I wanted to be a dad my entire life. I wanted to be a dad to 7 kids. And then I finally got to be a dad. I got to meet Millie. And then the second I met her, I didn't want any more kids. It was the weirdest thing. She was going to be the first of many. And then I met her, and she was just everything, you know? She was just enough, more than enough. And I just couldn't imagine. Like, I just had this, and I know this is ridiculous, and I would be able to, but I had this, like, overwhelming amount of love and care and emotion for that entity, that being, and I just didn't want to share it with anyone else. I just wanted to give it all to her, you know? And so I never wanted to have another kid after I met Millie. Because she was, you know, she's perfect. There was no need for anyone else. Hey, King Chadley, stay strong. I love you. And what's happening in your state is fucking bullshit, and it's not right. And I think it'll be the point, hopefully, that things turn around. If this isn't it, then I don't think so. I don't know that things will turn around. So, stay strong. Yeah, you're gonna hit a home run for sure, Crunchy. Millie watches my streams. We talk constantly. She gets sick of me telling her how much I love her and how important she is. She listens to So All Right. She hears it, and she's. But it is important to share how much the people in your life mean to you with them, while you can. It's so weird waiting and waiting for appointments. It is, yeah, it really is. Have a great day, Wildcat. Really appreciate you. I think we'll stop this recording and see if it recorded. All right. All right. Let's go see if it did actually record. All right. Well, we got at least one. Perfect. Okay. Hey, babe. You going downstairs? All right, I love you. Love you, bye. Never mind. Thank you. Oh, it's my hand. That scared the shit out of me. Oh, he's staring right at the fucking sun like that. Oh, no. Should we film a dead horse for 15 minutes? Probably not. Boat, though. This looks like some shit. Let's do this. I'm glad I stopped by this morning to say hi. I now have a large amount of videos to watch, which is exciting. Good luck with everything, Geoff. Thank you again for all you do. No problem. Thank you, and hopefully you enjoy the videos. It's it's just Gavin and I with Eric and the brilliant Andrew Panton and Nick, and it's like Achievement Hunter, but better in every way. It's a weird place for a horse to sleep. All right, Crunchy. See you later, Aguilar. Well, everybody's got to take off this morning. So what is background day, Lux? That's a great question. Background day is the day that on occasion, that I film 15-minute little vignettes like this that are meant to serve as backgrounds for the video portion of the Regulation podcast when we upload it to YouTube or Patreon, so that it's not just audio with our logo. I record these backgrounds in video games, and then we just put that in just so there's something visual in the background. It's just meant to be what it is. Yeah, think of like the screensaver on your Apple TV when it cuts to like Dubai or some jungle or desert, and it's just sweeping, establishing shots through it. Yeah. Why is my alarm going off? Okay. Andrew was in some Destiny videos. Yeah, he's the one we picked up at the airport. Jack, I run over by that Jeep twice, was one of the funniest moments in the history of my career. Way to put... You've always... you put the most important last. You work up. New Trucks DLC is out today? For SnowRunner or for Roadcraft? SnowRunner. Oh, cool. Is it season 14, I guess? 15? I'm so out of the game right now. I'll get back to it, though. I need to finish Roadcraft. We'll do that on stream at some point. I was close to doing it. And then we fucking... Gas Station Simulator just hit hard. Just hit hard. I played it a little bit last night. 16 or 17. Wow. I know that Ball X Pit got a DLC as well with a Falconeer in it. Yeah, I've seen the train together with vehicles. That looks really cool. We'll definitely be playing that when it comes out. Oh, the Kola Peninsula is fucking rough. Slow, that map. Gas Station Sim hit Geoff's stream like crack in the hood. It really did. It really did. And we still have the DLC to play after it, so once we get all the achievements, of which there are a few left, like 20 left, then we'll switch over and we'll do the DLC. Yeah, SnowRunner is no joke. That's a commitment. It's a real fucking commitment to get good at SnowRunner. Wait till you get to the, what is it, Wisconsin? Flooded foothills. Ugh, fuck, man. That's where the game beat me. That's where I finally had to take a break. Fully on basketball. Hell yeah, Pingu. I watched the Celtics be fucking awesome last night. Great game. When we play Portland, it's always there's always a little more to the game because Peyton Pritchard is from Oregon, so he always wants to show off. Drew Holiday and Rob Williams are on Portland, and they are ex-Celtics, and then we have Anthony Simons now, who we got from them, and so I feel like the Trailblazer game always means a little bit more. Those long log trailers can be fucking rough when you're trying to get through the woods, man. Mediums are tough too. Yeah. It's one of those things too where you get faced with this situation where you're like, it took me 45 minutes to get to this point. I can probably do it again in another 45 minutes if I just return to base, return to the garage and start over again. Or I can bring out the recovery vehicles and it'll maybe take 30 minutes or 2 hours. I don't know how difficult this recovery is going to be. And then you're like, it really is the equivalent of like, especially when I'd play with Antonio and Burn Dog, it'd just be the three of us standing around like scratching our heads and one guy going like, well, we could winch it, What's up, Smole Grimbeam? No problem. Thank you. Thanks for showing up. And if you enjoy the streams or hanging out here, don't be scared of checking out the Regulation Podcast, which is what I and Gavin do as a business now. We also do gameplay and stuff, but yeah. Love the Bulls and miss the Derrick Rose days. Just nothing happening with them lately. Honestly, Greeky, I was thinking about them the other day. The vacuum the Michael Jordan's absence has left in that city in basketball has just never been filled. You had that Derrick Rose MVP run, right? And an interesting team. You had Joakim Noah at his prime, and there was a little something there. Had Jimmy Buckets for a bit. There was a little something there for about 2 years, and then it has just been 38 and 44 for every year since, and it just doesn't seem like it's gonna get any better. I don't know. That team is resistant to success. They don't want to spend the money to do well, but they don't want to tank either, so you just end up as a 500 team every year. So long as Reinsdorf's selling out 3, he doesn't give a fuck about wins, yeah. Regulation Podcast. That's the main gig. The day Rooster Teeth ended, Carlos Boozer is on some sort of a... Oh, Kirk Heimler. That's right, yeah. Carlos Boozer's on some sort of a dating reality show now, I saw, where it's like these 5 like men who are ex-athletes or who are luminaries, and then they're trying to find love or something. I think. I don't know. I just saw a trailer for it, and I thought, that is Carlos Boozer. See you later, Indy. Have a good day. Are we going to try some RV there yet? I pitched it to the guys. They seemed interested in it, but who knows? I liked Luol Deng, too. Taj Gibson was all right. Derrick Rose is the best player ever screwed over by Tom Tibbs, and he just played him to... Well, that's Tibbs' model, right? He just plays... He might as well not have a bench. He's got I got 5 players, and I got 48 minutes. That's enough. That's fine. And then he just runs people into the ground and breaks their bodies down. Joakim Noah fell apart earlier than he should have, too. His son is nasty. Isn't he meant to go top 5 this year or next? Are you talking about Larry Bird's kid? I think it's his, or Carlos Boozer's. I think it's Larry Bird's nephew that's currently freaking people out. But you might be talking about somebody else. It is. Nah, fuck it. It's fine. It was pretty dark, but who cares? Are we going to have another Bit Barrel stream? You know, it's funny. We made the Bit Barrel to hold all the ideas that we keep forgetting, and then we would have trouble trying to remember stuff. But since we've enacted the Bit Barrel, we haven't needed it because we've been coming to the office a lot and jumping on stuff. And so the Bit Barrel's there when and as we need it, but we just haven't needed it lately. We will again, though, I'm sure. Yeah, you guys have Colby White. You guys have Colby White and God, the NBA's, I guess, Josh Giddey. You have Josh Giddey. The NBA's Timothy Chalamet. You have, I was going to say you have Javonte Green, but you don't because he plays for Detroit now. Yeah. Oh, you have Mattis Buzelis. There you go. That's something to look forward to. Buzelis is good. He might be something. He might work out. He seems pretty strong so far. No, I didn't know Rondo had a kid playing basketball, but Rondo is one of my all-time favorite basketball players. On the court. On the court. Rondo, a lot of people say Jason Williams is the greatest passer. He's a great passer. I think it's Rondo. There's almost as much flair as Williams, as White Chocolate, but I just feel like there was a little bit more precision and intentionality to it. He was something to watch, man. Go to second barrel has not been added yet, Mark, I don't think. Maybe it has. Maybe it has. You guys are wasting Ayo Desamu? Yeah. The fuck is that? Well, that looks good. Pixel by pixel moonrise. Yeah, I mean, Rondo's problem was that he only cared when it mattered, right? Like primetime Rondo is what they called him. If he wasn't on TV, he didn't seem to give a shit, you know, playoff Rondo, primetime Rondo. The thing that kills me about Rondo is more of the erratic behavior he had after he left the Celtics. Like the whole spitting incident with Chris Paul was pretty disappointing, you know? Lonzo is not on the Bulls anymore. Lonzo is on the Cavs, I believe, now. Rondo's ball fake was my entire arsenal as a 13-year-old playing basketball. That is so fucking funny, Pingu Blades. I love that. Such a weird... Oh, he's got the shark swimming around, though. I do appreciate that. It is such an ugly little... I don't know if it's supposed to be the sun or the moon or what. Jamal Crawford double behind the back move. Jamal Crawford was the ultimate NBA street ball player. 3-time six-man of the year, Jamal Crawford. When he was playing for the Clippers, he was fucking dirty. He was such an ankle breaker. I loved watching Jamal Crawford play. He was so cool. He was the closest thing to and one we're getting in the NBA, or at least at that time. I like him being a Bucky even better. Stowe center. Hit one of those behind the backs, drive the lane, Rondo ball fake, miss layup. He was doing some, Crawford was doing some NBA commentating for a while there. I would see him as a talking head and some stuff for a couple years now, but I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder why. He seemed like he was good at it. Seems like he has the demeanor for it, you know? He's likable. I still think about the time I was told I was built like a pair of and one basketball shorts. Jesus Christ, Mark. Who told you that? ISO Joe. Wings play Sabres in March. Hell yeah. It was definitely not championship winning ball. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou was awesome, and he's another one that his time on the Clippers was... I really liked that Clippers team when Sweet Lou was on it. The post-Lob City team. That was a really fun team. It sucks, man. I actually really enjoyed the Clippers for a great many years. They were definitely my second favorite team. And then I just, each trade made me like them less and less, and now I just can't get behind the James Harden, Kawhi Leonard hospital team. I got a Labubu for our white elephant at Christmas and gave it to my 10-year-old niece. My 19-year-old daughter is still mad at me. That's very funny. That's very funny. Blake Griffin's great. He's funny and he's entertaining, and he was great at basketball before his body fell apart. He had his little run on the Pistons was, it'll be overshadowed by time, but he was such a little bright spot for them for 2 seasons there before he just fell apart physically. Who's my dark horse to make a playoff run this year? I think it's pretty... that's pretty locked out. I don't think any surprises are going to happen. I wouldn't... I guess the biggest surprise to me would be if... Oh, and now it's gone. Whatever that was is just gone. The biggest surprise to me would be probably if Houston was able to beat Oklahoma City. I think San Antonio obviously can. But I think it would be interesting if Houston or Denver is able to. We'll see how long Jokic is out, is able to knock OKC off. Then I think it's anybody's game. I think the Pistons or the Celtics are coming out of the East, though. I'm not scared of facing any team in the East as the Celtics right now. Much less so if Tatum comes back and is any semblance of himself. But even this existing team we have, this overachieving 2018 feeling Boston Celtics team that we have, where you're fucking making it happen with Brandon Bass and Avery Bradley, and here we're doing it with Hugo Gonzalez and Jordan Walsh and Baylor Shireman. You know, it's been just fucking wild to watch. Big Baby. Big Baby got in a lot of trouble, didn't he? Isn't he in jail right now? We did him dirty in Boston. Isaiah Thomas. King of the fourth. The little guy, as Tommy would say. I'm not scared of the Celtics. If the Cavs continue to roll, we're not going to lose to the Cavs. I think I feel bad for the Cavs because I think you have all the talent in the world, and I don't know why you're not able to, reach your ceiling with them. Their exit last year in the playoffs was a real surprise to me, and I don't know what you do with that team if you can't make it happen this year. I think you got to blow it up, and it's weird because it's a hell of a well-constructed team. Also, the Celtics, the Tatum thing is whatever. I think that we will make a trade or we will acquire some talent in the next week. I don't think we're going to stand pat with who we have. I think that we're, obviously the entire basketball community knows that our front court is beyond thin, and Nimi and Luka Garza have been doing a phenomenal job for us, but if either one of those guys gets hurt, we're in a lot of trouble, and they're doing great regular season work for us, but we're going to need a little something extra in the playoffs, and so I hope we target a really good, serviceable big just to take some of the load off of them, and then also get us over the hump in the playoffs. But we'll see. Playoff trade deadline's in, like, what, a week? We are at 20 minutes on this one. I was going to let it go a little longer. Just for the hell of it. Yeah, I mean, look at what happened when Darius Garland got hurt for your team. Even with Donovan Mitchell. Like, you guys were not the same team. And he's played himself back into like some sort of semblance of Darius Garland, but you guys don't seem to be able to weather injuries very well. There's not a lot of next man up in Cleveland right now, which is unfortunate. And this is coming. Listen, I love Evan Mobley. I like Jared Allen. I really like Darius Garland. I like most of the players on that team. I'm just not scared of them at all. Whoa! And that's why we didn't stop recording. So that we could catch the light. Oh, and there's another one. Fuck yeah. Spicy weather. Celtics are much more versatile and can absorb injuries as shown this year. I agree. The entire basketball community thought we had no depth, and then it turned out we did. We just had a ton of unproven depth, and this season has been about proving that depth. I like Ty Jerome, though. You think we'll get any more lightning? Kind of want to hold on and see now. The white dude on the Warriors who played lacrosse. The only white guy on the Warriors I can think of is Podziemski, and I don't know if he played lacrosse. Is that who you're talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. What are you saying, Braxterman? I'll get someone in the regulation community to draw something up for me, Geoff. I won't ask about the Gerpler font. Have you been asking about the Gerpler font? I haven't seen it if you have. What do you want to know? Just what font it is? I got no clue. I can ask, but I have no idea. Yeah, who did the fonts? I mean, I don't think it was a unique font, but Tony Simonetta probably from Rooster Teeth probably designed it. He's on the subreddit. You can check with him. He just made a post a couple of days ago with some of the playing cards we created, or not playing cards, collectible cards we made for Fuckface on the art regulation subreddit. Okay. I think we're gonna cut here. Just too dark. Too flat to be so dark. I wanted to go out to that island. Let's check out this. You guys fishing? Parkour. Wish I had a boat. Don't want to swim and get eaten by a fucking shark. I can't get up there. Oh, what's going on in this cave? Maybe that's something I want to film. You guys doing cave stuff in here? Oh. Oh, how do I put my gun away? Fuck. Oops. Don't want to do that. There we go. Thank you. Not really anything interesting in there, though, is there? Maybe we'll shoot this here in a minute when the sun comes out a little bit. What are they? Oh, it's the dog. What do I got going on down here? Oh, that's my that's my Molotov. I was thinking about checking out that lighthouse, but this is nice. Okay. We will start recording here. What are we doing on time? 9:30. We probably have time to do 2 more of these. All right, here we go. Sun's coming out. Perfect. All right, Chorizo. You have fun out there. See you later on Eaton Pencil. Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful sunrise. Especially with chorizo in the bottom there. This is nice. This will be a nice little start. Maybe we'll do one city video after this, get some city life, and then we'll call it a day. I could crush some chorizo right now. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry myself. I think after this, I'll take a shower and head out to park at a coffee shop somewhere and figure out what the fuck I'm going to talk about on Soul Right today. Talk about bands with animal singers like Hatebeak and the Canine Band. Bands with animal singers. Okay. You know what? Where's my phone? I'm going to write that down. Bands with animal singers. That's a very funny idea. C-Rob. 47. Bands with animal singers. I'll look into it, see if there's something, see if there's enough to talk about there. Wow, it's getting really nice. Good luck with your meetings. Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. You guys talking about Muppet stuff? Would Cyberpunk be good for backgrounds? Probably. I haven't played it since they've done a lot of quality of life updates to it. Previously, I thought that the NPCs moved too in unison. It made it look real weird. I don't know if that's still the case. I would be willing to give it a try as long as I could go HUDless, but it's, I'll just have to download it. Most games, this is Far Cry 6. Most games are not filmable. You think they are, and they seem good, but you can't turn the HUD fully off, or if you stand still for more than a minute, there's an idle animation, or if you stand still like this for too long, the game will idle disconnect you. And so there's very few games that actually work well, easily for it. Roll the Bones by Shaky Graves is a banger fingerstyle. I may have heard it before. I know Shaky Graves. I'll look and see if I recognize the song. Thank you for the recommendation. I could talk about the NBA trade deadline. NBA trade deadline. I haven't talked sports really. I meant to in this episode, and I realized I didn't. I played Monster Hunter Wilds, and I don't remember. I think I couldn't get the HUD off when I played it. I think I tried. How silly and obtuse do you find the Warhammer human names? I find a lot of the language architecture of the book to be how do I say it? Almost childishly banal, but it's not a big deal, and I'm looking past it. That's just the style of the product, and that's okay. Gas station sim, you can't remove your HUD, unfortunately. Also, you'd be constantly getting alerted that there are people at the gas pump. I don't want to shoot in Minecraft. I also have already done a couple in Minecraft. We did like 2 in Achievement City, and I feel like I did that. It was fun, but I wouldn't want to do it again. Battlefield 6, you cannot remove your HUD. In Red Dead Redemption 2, it is impossible to film on the console. You can do it on PC with console commands, but it's impossible to film in Red Dead 2 on the Xbox. Once again, I don't think you can remove the HUD on Destiny. The vocabulary of Warhammer insists upon itself. Mark, you nailed it. That's point. Yeah, you nailed it. You are absolutely right. But that being said, it's not a deal breaker for me. You're like, ugh, okay, fine, whatever, and then you just move past it. Like I said, you catch the rhythm of the book, and then it's like that's the hardest thing when picking up a new book is you like getting to the point where you feel like you're along for the ride, and you've caught that wave. And then you're in. And I'm in, so I'm good. They definitely won't win any literature prizes. Yeah, I agree. But I'm enjoying the book. I have done that before, Sage, where I film myself driving around or walking around. I film myself walking around in GTA. I thought that was real fun. The audience found it to be too distracting. They want they don't want a still image, like the palm trees are swaying, that's nice. And they're happy if like a boat goes by or a shooting star or the dog pops every once in a while, but they don't want to be distracted from the podcast. So when I was walking around in GTA, they just found that to be visually too much going on. So thank you for the gifted sub, Braxman. Does Giannis leave? I think Giannis leaves in the offseason. Does Ja Morant leave? I think Ja Morant gets traded before the deadline. And I think the Pistons stay put. The Warriors are cooked. I don't think there's a plan to be had there. I think that is official. I think the Warriors are on the back end of Steph's dominance, and they're just going to watch a really great player continue to be great. But I don't see them being able to make any roster moves to compete in any kind of meaningful way. Jimmy Butler's a non-threat for another year now. Draymond Green's just getting older and more problematic, and they just don't have the Kuminga thing. They have ruined whether he ruined that relationship or they did. I don't know, but the Kuminga thing is ridiculous. So I really don't know what they have. You know, I think they have a draft pick maybe, but maybe if you can find somebody who wants to take an injured Jimmy Butler and cause a lot of hard feelings by dumping him while he's hurt. I don't know. Doing great, Game Panda. Super Bowl? I think Seattle probably has it. I think Seattle has it. They seem to be a force to be reckoned with. They seem inevitable right now, but we'll see. Geoff, I don't know if you saw some of the Reddit people have big opinions on you starting Horus Rising, and it's crazy some of the things they say. What are some of the things they're saying? I haven't seen that people have big opinions. What are they saying, Mark? I decided to try and get into office today via motorcycle in the exact moment 80 mile an hour wind. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ridiculous, Game Panda. Don't do that. Have I read the Mistborn series? I have not. I'm not big into... I'll be honest, I read a ton of science fiction and fantasy growing up. Like, science fiction, fantasy, and horror were like the three-headed monster, or like three-headed dragon of my childhood. I read 33, evenly between the three. I loved horror. I got into horror first, then I got into fantasy, then I got into science fiction a little bit later, and I read them all interchangeably and constantly. That's all I read. From like 10 to 24 maybe, right? 25. And then when I got a little bit older, I started naturally gravitating away from science fiction and fantasy to, like, I guess more modern classics, American literature, really exploring all other genres, and, you know, fell in love with the Beat generation and got really into that entire world, that au revoir, and then obviously fell in hard for crime noir, of which I'm still a big fan. But I just really got into shit like, you know, J.D. Salinger and I don't know, F. Scott Fitzgerald, you know, The Expected, American masters, as they are considered. Now I'm kind of genre independent when I read. They think I should start on some of the more popular books, but they're not good introductions to the setting unless you have an established understanding of the setting. Listen, I'll be honest, Mark. There's a lot of people out there that are Warhammer fans and count themselves Warhammer experts, have a lot of Warhammer opinions, but none of them are you. You're the Warhammer fan that I decided to listen to. You're my subject matter expert. Your opinion carries a hell of a lot more weight than theirs, and so I trust in Mark. I also really got into reading literature from other countries as well. You know, getting different perspectives. I really got into for a little bit there. Is it called Mexican Surrealism? Is that the genre? I hadn't heard of it until I started reading it. Anyway. Read the Night Lords trilogy, which is crazy as a first book. Yeah, no kidding, right? What the fuck am I going to do that for? First book, Night Lords? Get out of here. Amateur shit. All right, we got about 2.5 minutes left on this shot, and then we will move into town. Regulation Warhammer 40K Darktide. 2-minute mark. It was such a heavy sigh. It's been a heavy life. I have so many fucking books to read right now, too. It's ridiculous. I bought a bunch of, because it's all right, I bought a bunch of vampire poems and short stories and novels from the 1700s, and I just got a pile of them sitting over there that I got to pour through at some point. If you want to listen, if anybody's interested in 18th century vampire literature. Streetlight? No, definitely not. Streetlight Manifesto was Thomas's second band after he left Catch-22. Catch-22 is the band that I was the roadie for. And the band that I'm still friends with. Some of the members. Less than a minute to go. Yeah, I have really no connection to Streetlight other than through knowing Thomas, and Jamie was in the band for, I don't know if he still is. Jamie Egan was in the band when they started it, and I really like him. I haven't talked to him in many, many years, though. All right, we're getting real close. Getting real close. All right, let's go to town. Yeah, this is great. Christ. I can jump that, but not the fucking knee-high fence. Make it make sense. I don't want the crane in the background. Slide. Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly where I want to be. Just watching some city life. This is great. This will knock out our last video of the morning. Thank you, Digimon Yakuza. What are the best loading screens across video games? When I think of loading screens in video games, I just think about the fucking door in Resident Evil 2. It's the first thing that comes to mind. Are you guys excited about the new Fable coming out? I really am. I watched that trailer like 4 times back to back. I'm so excited to get to play in the world of Albion again. It is one of my all-time favorite gaming franchises. Top 5 game of all time. I just fucking so jazzed. You never played a Fable, Mark? Oh, they're great. Great games. As long as the story lands, yeah. Same. What's up, Ruffles the Myth? I wonder if the old Fables still hold up. I know Millie went back and replayed Fable 3 a while back. I watched her play a little bit, and she seemed to be really enjoying it. She said she had a lot of fun with it. So, I don't know. I imagine Fable 1 probably doesn't hold up very well. Fable 2 would be on the edge of holding up, maybe. Fable 3 is better than you remembered. It's no 2, but better. I agree. Fable 3 was better than it got credit for being. It was definitely no Fable 2, and I understand that it had big shoes to fill, but it was still a good game. Mark doesn't like Peter Molyneux. I don't know that he has anything to do with the current iteration of Fable. I don't think that it's anything... as far as I know, I don't think he is involved in any way whatsoever. Yeah, I think he's pretty far away from being involved in the Fables. So I wouldn't hold that against the game. I think it's a reimagining of the franchise, not a... You know, the interesting thing about Fable was... Fable 3 was all about how, you know, technology was invading the magic space and the world was changing into sort of an industrial revolution going on in the Fable world. And so for Fable 4 to be canonically after 3, it'd be like... It'd take place in New York City in the 1920s, you know? It'd be weird. I think they exist in the same universe, but it's sort of a reimagining of the franchise. It's a new starting point. Fable 2 is an all-time game for me. Me too. Me too. It's exciting regardless. I agree with Sean. Basically a reboot, yeah. These games are so unrealistic. Maybe she decided in that moment to quit. Maybe she was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I gotta walk away. We just witnessed her moment where she decided to make a meaningful change in her life. If anything, I think it's inspirational. If she pulls out another fucking cigarette. Oh my God. This lady has got cigars for days. All right. She immediately broke. That's okay. It happens. I think it was... When I finally quit drinking, I think it was the 5th, like, sit people in my life down and have a conversation with them about how I'm going to change my life and quit drinking. I think it was the 5th one of those I had before it finally took. So we might be on her second. We don't know. We might be on her second or third. This might be too ridiculous. Oh my God. I kind of wish an explosion or something would happen just to change the pathing of these people. I don't know. Maybe people can count how many cigars she smokes or how many times she lights up. It's hard to watch her go through this. I know. Well, you're just pulling for her, you know. Is this Enzoy? I don't know what that is. What's the best Tex-Mex in Austin? I'm moving back and my favorite place closed. Okay, Geoff, this is great. I will tailor your answer based on what your favorite place was. What was your favorite place that closed? My front of house manager just hit 8 months sober. I turned them on to Saul Right, and they've really enjoyed what they've heard. Oh, thank you so much, Wungus. I really appreciate that. And congratulations to them. Tell them I say congratulations as well. It's a big deal. 8 months will turn into 8 years before they know it. It was called Margaritas in Liberty Hill. Probably doesn't narrow it down. Not at all. Not at all. Let's see. I like Polvo's. Old school. Go to the original location on South First. Not any of the new, not the downtown ones or the one by the mall, which I think closed. But just for like old Austin vibes. Maybe not the technically the best Mexican food in town. You could probably go to like Nixta or one of those really expensive places and pay, you know, $80 for a meal. But Polvo's. Get the cheese enchiladas with the caliente sauce. It's got the pickled vegetable bar. You can go get all the pickled carrots and onions and green beans and jalapenos your heart desires. Fucking chow down on 80 different salsas. I'm a Polvo's guy. But it's got to be the original Polvo's. There's a vibe to it. You went back to your local mall yesterday and half of it was closed down. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks if the mall's not back where you live. Maybe it will be back soon, though. Keep going. Frequent the mall. Let's try to bring it back in your community. Hidalgo Rivera says, what's your favorite food? But remember, Geoff, Polvo's on South First. The original Polvo's. My favorite food. Probably Mexican food. Tex-Mex. Austin Mexican food. I would say, yeah. Followed by maybe Indian food after that. I really, 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 really like Indian food a lot. Have you considered, would you consider putting Saul Right on YouTube? I would love to, but no. I'll be honest, it's a lot to keep everything straight, and yeah, probably not. I think it's on, yeah, no, not on YouTube proper. I just don't think I can handle the additional workload, which doesn't seem like a lot, but like, you know, I'm at like 95% in my week, 90% capacity, which is about where you want to be, you know? You're busy enough not to feel overworked, but you can't fuck around either because you got a lot to get done. But in those weeks when you got to add a second thing in, it really, or add a little bit more in, things fall apart quickly. Like I got to do 2 Saul Rights this week, I think, and I... Where'd the lady go? This is a different lady, right? No? Did they switch? Or was it always the lady in orange smoking the cigar and the lady in blue taking the pictures? Am I losing my mind? They switched. They swapped. Okay. Thank you. Butter chicken or some kind of biryani. I like it all, man. Butter chicken's whatever. It's fine, but I'm a... I like tikka masala, but I'm a jalfrezi fan, like a nice chicken jalfrezi or a chicken vindaloo, a little paneer, maybe. Some pakoras, samosas, naan, garlic naan. There's a Mexican Indian fusion restaurant. It's more like an Indian restaurant with Mexican flair, called Nasha in Austin, that I ate at once many years ago, and I fucking hated it. And I said, I'll never eat there again. It was so bad. And then the other day I did just on a whim, and I've already eaten there 2 more times. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I must have just been there right after they opened like it was right after the place opened. I must have just caught them on a bad day. I remember Millie and I were both just really unhappy with the food, and I absolutely love it now. Absolutely love it now. So, and they have this like, oh, they have like enchiladas with like Indian spices and stuff. It's pretty cool. Garlic naan is good with everything. It is, man. Not enough garlic naan in the world for me. I moved from Ohio to Mexico about 9 years ago. So going from the most seasoned Mexican food to the real thing, unseasoned Mexican food to the real thing has been so jarring. I can only imagine, Sean. I can only imagine. You know, I haven't been paying attention to anybody else in the background other than these two ladies. Like, what's that dude in the shorts doing? Scratching his neck. This is good, though. Back from Pointless Meeting 1 of the day. I don't believe that Texas or California has a monopoly on Mexican food. They just have more of it. I think Arizona and New Mexico would agree with you and both think that Texas is Mexican food and California's Mexican food is dog shit. Also, everybody in Texas fucking hates California Mexican food. We can't stand it because it sucks. And everybody in California can't stand Tex-Mex because they don't have taste buds. So it's highly contentious over here on my side of the world when it comes to Mexican food. Good luck, Malignant. I hope it's a painless meeting. We got about 2 minutes left here. I might do one more just for the fuck of it, just to get a little bit ahead, and also to put off having to record Soul Art for another 15 minutes. While we're in the game and we're in the setting and everything, and as much fun as I'm having watching these same two ladies smoke cigars, I'd kind of like a little different flavor for a video. Were you guys ever going to release the Poimels cut of Celestial Glorbosus? If we ever get back to it, I have an outline for a full book. I'd love to get back to it at some point, but once again, it boils down to like time and where to put energy, and is that time and effort spent writing Celestial Glorbosus in full better spent making other stuff? And it probably is. You guys are going to see the Philly cheese stakeout pretty soon, and you'll be like, man, now that's a fucking... I'm glad you spent the effort there. How is it not the highest priority? We already did it. All right, we got about 15 seconds, and then we're gonna do one more setup. I'm not ready to quit you yet today, guys. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, go ahead and stop. And let's find another spot. Oh, there's like a fucking DJ going on. What's going on over here?
Hello. Que vuelta.
Puppy. Dogs have no interest in each other. Find that to be difficult to believe. Was that an alligator taxi? See how many cars drive by over the next 15 minutes. Oh, that's cool, Lungus. Somebody sent a vinyl copy in, but that definitely not an original, but sent a vinyl copy in to the break show yesterday that I opened up. Any habits that you still do from the first days of Rooster Teeth that you do to this day? Probably, yeah, I assume so. I don't know. Like, could you give an example? Still chasing the high of that chaos that broke out in front of me? Absolutely still chasing that high. But I think the thing you need is the bad guys, the military, and I don't know that they're in this town. I think I might have liberated this town, so that may not be an option. Yeah, there's no way to remove the HUD in Gas Station Simulator, I don't think. And also, there's too many alerts happening constantly about things that are going on in the gas station that you can't really turn off. You know what? This isn't it. I'm not feeling this. Let's cancel this. Let's find a better spot. Probably need to go somewhere else. Looks a little more dangerous. Maybe we need to go somewhere where it's a little dangy. Bungie knocks skyboxes out of the park. That's the truth. That is definitely true. Can I get out of here? No. No? Fucking dickhead. Okay. Oh, got a car, though. I don't need it. When they see me, they're going to kill me, I think. So I should watch out for that. But... bodega. Where's all the pedestrians? You know what I mean? Where's all the city life? Oof. Oof. Can't even go in there, huh? Is it like the whole city closed down on me? If that's the case, that'd be a bummer. Yeah. Well, it looks pretty fucking... Okay. Nobody seems to want to kill me, which is nice. I just need to find a spot I can hunker down at and watch the world go by for a bit in relative safety. Here we go. This is our street. We're just going to film whatever fucking happens for 15 minutes. This is fine. That is a perfectly acceptable background. Far Cry's great. I will say, once you've played 3 Far Crys, you probably won't want to play any more because it really is more of the same every game. But it is good. This is going to be the same fucking military cars driving back and forth. Probably. Oh, well. Maybe we'll get lucky. That's why I'm playing this game, GB Box. It's because of the cold. I just want to daydream that I'm in a warmer climate. This is Far Cry 6, yeah. That's fine. It's just enough happening. Dudes walking, patrolling. We don't need any nonsense. This is good enough. This is good. This is me convincing myself it's good. It's okay not to be okay. That's the truth, Marnette. Most people are not okay. At least in some facet. I know, if you need a good cigar, Captain Obvious, I know a lady who's got apparently an endless supply of them over at the park, the town square. All right, Andy, 13 more minutes. Then I'm going to take my leave of you. Do you guys see this? I don't know if you can see it, but do you guys see that there appears to be a pelican walking up the street? Where'd he go? Did he turn into that? Or did he just disappear? Oh, no, he's there. He's just in the doorway. I hope he comes up to us. That's his house. He just went home. He's off work. Oh, that was a little bit of excitement for us. Have I been back to Satan Coffee anytime recently? Are they still composting inside? Which one? There's 2. I wasn't aware that they composted inside, but I will say it makes sense because Satan smells weird. I think the one on airport smells weirder. Maybe that's the composting one. Oh, he's walking back the other way. I really wish he'd walk up to us. I don't know how to call a pelican our way. Just listen to the one on airport episode of Animal last night. Oh, God, that's so. I guess it was the airport one then. Yeah. Oh, he flew away. I have considered that the pelican doesn't find me cool enough to hang out with. I wonder if this guy will kill us. What do you think? I guess not. Guess gonna cross the street. Okay, so finish here, take a shower, take a huge shit, take a shower, go to a coffee shop, get a taco or something, spend a couple hours reading and researching, come home, record. Yeah, I got that. I can do that. That's a doable day. But then I have a lot to do after I get back on track with Emily's birthday stuff. I gotta wrap all her presents and make sure I have everything, before it all gets away from me. I wonder if the city lights come on at night. Street lights come on at night. I assume so. Any regulation recordings going down today? Nah. No, it's Tuesday. We tend not to do stuff on Tuesdays. Unless it's just me, Andrew, and Gavin, or some combination of us. Gavin and I were talking the other day about how we need a game for the three of us again. Like we had Gears. We really had fun with that. Any thoughts about collabs with Ray and Tina? I've done it. We've had Ray on gameplay videos for Regulation. He's done 2 Rainbow Six games with us. And then I have been on Ray's stream in the past, played Repo with him and a bunch of the Achievement Hunter guys as well. And I get dinner with Ray and Tina fairly regularly, every couple months. I don't know if that counts. Do we ever develop any interest in Grounded 2? I have interest in Grounded 2. That's all up to Andrew. He's a fan of that game. I thought it would be fun to do like a 4-player full playthrough of it, but I guess not. That doesn't seem to have resonated. I didn't run into the snake yet, but I'm sure I could work around it. Space Marine 2 is 3-player co-op. Yep. You can try that. Dr. Slep? Never heard of him. Dr. Sleep. Like the movie Dr. Sleep? The film that Ruby's in? I've never seen it. Sequel to The Shining? No, I never saw it. Is there a story behind your snake fear? Just childhood growing up in Florida. Florida and Alabama. Just many run-ins with snakes, all poisonous. No fun. What happened? My dog just got hit by a car? Oh, I completely missed it. I was talking to the chat. Oh, that's cool. That the giant from Twin Peaks was in the movie. He was also in Star Trek The Next Generation back in the day. I was excited to see him. Yeah, snakes fucking suck. The dog will be fine. He'll be back. He's unkillable. What's my favorite energy drink? I drink a lot of White Monster. But I guess if I had to pick my favorite, we drink a lot of Alani. I was going to say a lot, but I enjoy Alani. How about you? The Lando Monster. Like Lando Norris Monster? I like the Orange Monster. That's pretty good. Was that a rabbit or something that just ran down the road? Blue slush is good. World champion Lando Norris. Celsius is all right. I'm not mad at Celsius. The only energy drink I really don't like is Red Bull. Yeah, I don't like Red Bull. I'm not crazy about Rockstar, but I can drink it. But I'm not. I'll drink a Red Bull. It's just not. It's my least favorite of all the energy drinks, I think. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad we stuck around. Uh-oh. He's getting in his car in a hurry. Okay, bye-bye. Ugh. Brutal. Is this usable? Yeah, of course. We're just documenting what happened. I'm going to give this video to the cops. I have to turn this in. Don't worry, the sounds won't be in it. The sounds will just be us talking over it, so there won't be any actual audio of anything getting hit. Do you think in the next... I might stick with this till daylight, just so the stitch is better. What are these clips getting used for? Indeed. These are the backgrounds for the Regulation podcast, for the YouTube version. Thank you for the sub, Doc. Is there going to be another beanhole? Nah, not any plans to anytime soon. We don't really have the yard to do it at the office. I don't have a yard to do it at the house I rent, and I'm renting. And unless we were doing it at the other guys' houses, I don't think it's going to happen. They don't tend to They don't tend to volunteer their places for content like I do. So I wouldn't expect it until I have a house that has a yard that can support a beanhole. Oh, I hope that... Eat it. Is he going to eat? Oh, my God. And the ominous lightning, too. Wow, this really went up a notch. Circle of life. It's true. That's the cool part about video games. It's why Rooster Teeth existed. It's because if you take a step back and you just watch what happens in a video game when you're not playing it, it's fascinating. Not always, but sometimes fascinating. Look at all the things that are happening right now in this game. Independent weather, bodies that were on their own path that got run over by cars and left in the street. Then suddenly a carrion bird shows up and starts eating them. Like, it's fucking... These are all decisions made by developers that 90% of the people playing the game will never notice. 95% of the people playing the game will never notice. But then you take a step and you look and you just see the complexity to the work that they've done. Really appreciate it. And this game's been out for a while, you know. Do I think Steph Curry will win another title before he retires? Not as a Golden State Warrior, he won't. Red Dead 2 is not possible, but thank you. I agree. I spent a day of my life tartar sauce trying to make it work, and it is not doable in Xbox. It might be doable in PC with console commands, but I have no interest in doing that. So, what's my burger count? 46, I think. I think it's 46. That was very funny, Mark. Corn dog count 1.5 in the last decade. You still got wrecked by going on a diet. I wouldn't worry about that. I think that's probably a good thing. I had to take like 3 weeks off. I had my first burger last night after not having a burger since December. And it was pretty mediocre, actually. I was pretty disappointed in it. Yeah, I've tried Destiny before. It's not really doable. It's interesting that the bodies don't disappear after time. What do you think the next regulation food tracker will be? I don't know. Slices of pizza, maybe. Tacos. Salad. Who knows? Hopefully fucking daytime will show up soon so I can go about the rest of my day. But I definitely want to stick around to stitch this better. The off-screen hit and run stuff, I bet, doesn't stay. Whoever said that the bodies are going to stay there till I look away is probably correct. So I imagine that they didn't even... They never stuck. See you, Digimon. That's going to be a long night, though, huh? It's fucking taking forever. That's true. Yeah, I'll check, but after I am done recording, I don't want to ruin the shot. Must be like 3 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. Got real quiet. Not a lot of activity at this time of night. Regulation pie count. "20 minutes in. Could do Picklesaurus. Destiny, I don't think you can fully remove the HUD, and I think I think there's an idle animation if you stand still too long. Nah, I haven't recorded my farts in a long time. Am I tired of talking about Destiny yet? You also get kicked from Destiny, yeah. Once again, it's like I've tried a bunch of video games. I always appreciate the suggestions. I really do, because every once in a while they turn out. But you'd be surprised how hard it is to do this in most video games, and even games you think would be great for it, like Destiny, aren't. Oh, thank you, Lydia. I appreciate that. Lydia saying that the regulation out of context art prompt collection is a great idea. Appreciate that. I've really enjoyed the art that I've seen people make of it so far. Yeah, plus you have your fucking Halo, your weapon out in Destiny. That's another great one. It's a different video if you're just staring down the top barrel of a gun the whole time. Have I tried downloading mods for games to get rid of the HUDs? No, I don't want to put that much effort into it. That's a level of work to do for this that I have no interest in doing when I can load up No Man's Sky or the fishing game or this game and get to recording immediately. I'm not trying to create a barrier to entry for the work, and I would have to do those mods on PC probably. I doubt there's a lot of Xbox mods for games. And I have no interest in doing this on the PC. This is an Xbox thing for me. Would I ever accept fan-submitted backgrounds? Nope. I really like doing this. The only reason we do these backgrounds is because of me. No one else suggested it. No one thought of it. It was my idea based on some old content that I enjoyed kind of making and watching, and I thought it would be a fun little element to add to it. And so I volunteered to do. I submitted the idea to the guys. They said okay. I volunteered to do it, and I've been filming it. I filmed every one. I think Nick has filmed like 3 or 4, maybe 5. I think Gavin's done 1 or 2, but I've done the vast majority of them, and I love doing it. And I'm happy to do it, and I enjoy doing it. So I wouldn't want to use anybody else's because I just like to make them myself. I don't want to outsource my fun. I use Fallout 76 for background sometimes, which is way prettier than Fallout 4 and totally doable, but it's not as fun to film in. But I've used 76 a few times. There's a couple episodes of Regulation that have Fallout 76 backgrounds. City Skylines is a fun one to do. I did a bunch of those back in the day. Sea of Thieves is fun. They made it a little harder to do in Sea of Thieves because they reduced the idle disconnect to like 10 minutes, but outside of that, it's good. This is my fun, and you can have the fun all you want. I'm just not going to use your fun. I encourage you to make your own background videos for stuff. It's a lot of fun to do. I just want to use the ones that I make. Plus, then, if you see me film it, maybe 3 months down the road, you're watching an episode of Regulation, and you go, oh, fuck, I saw him film that. I remember that. And then it's like a nice little Easter egg for you almost, you know? At least I hope. I don't know. I haven't tried Skyrim or any other Elder Scrolls. If I were to try one, you know what I did? I'm sorry. I tried Oblivion, and I couldn't do it in Oblivion, so I don't know if you could do it in Skyrim. The remaster of Oblivion, the remaster of Oblivion does not let you go HUDless. Any chance the VOD can be uploaded to Spotify too? Nope. Idle animation's a motherfucker. Idle animation is what kills Halo. It's what kills Red Dead. A bunch of stuff. $76 works, but the circle thing sucks. Red Dead circles around you, and you can't stop it. I even tried to do a Red Dead video where I walked forward very slowly, but even at that speed, constantly moving the character, it's like slow enough that it still kicks into the idle animation for some reason. Oh, we got rain. Perfect. I'm glad I stuck around for the rain. Like more than just a little bit of lightning. I don't really want to do it in Halo, Mark. I filmed enough in Halo. I filmed in Halo more than every other video game I've filmed combined in my life. I got 20 years of Halo. I like the wet streets now from the rain, though. Thank you for the suggestion, Hex Stratus. No, I've thought about Halo in the past too, and I even loaded up Forge one day to fuck around with it. But at some point, you're just like, I can't. I don't know. Halo's a weird game for me. Like I got a lot of emotionally tied up into Halo. For me to play Halo with my daughter is one thing, but for me to load in and start filming stuff, it's like 20 years of my life rolled up into that game. It's weird to go back and fuck around in it. When I see Madden and sports game commercials, do I dissect it and think about how you would have done it in the old RT commercial days? Yes. I don't anymore, C-Rob, but I definitely did for a good many years. We are at a point now where there's really no need to machinimate any gameplay in television commercials. So you don't really notice it as much, but I definitely did back in the day. Yeah, I don't want to be filming people in public and then put it on the internet that much, you know? If I was on the hike and bike trail, first off, I'd be like everybody else filming the hike and bike trail. My least favorite thing is riding my bike down the trail and everybody that I run by is doing this. No, that's not wrong, wet bread. I don't know. I just feel weird about filming people that don't know they're being filmed. I think I'd probably be okay. I mean, it's in public. They're in public. I'm allowed to film in public. I think it'd probably be legally okay. I don't know. I have thought about it before, though. I have thought about trying to do some sort of a GoPro visual to my bike rides, but I just don't know. What's my opinion of people who film at concerts? I think it's cool to film your favorite song or like a snippet to send to your friend who also likes the band. I think it's weird to film for more than 2 minutes, you know? I think it's weird to film a whole show. I guess it's so you can go home and watch it on your phone later because you didn't watch it in person. People forget not to live in the moment. Yeah. I just don't think that they go back and they do anything with the footage. You know, I have tons of videos that I've filmed on my phone that I will never look at again. You know, some people do. Gavin can pull up a video, any video he's ever filmed in seconds, and it comes up all the time, and you appreciate it because he did it. But I don't ever do that, and I don't ever look at anything I film after I film it for the most part. So people are either grabbing it for Instagram or for social media, which is just like a weird clout thing or proof that you were there. Or maybe people are just excited and want to share it with their friends and family, and not everything has to do with clout or internet fame. That's also possible. But I just find that, like, I'd rather have the memories of the event that I fully enjoyed than a photo of the top of some people's heads that's poorly exposed. One and done, Julia. One and done. If it wasn't, I'd never need to make another one again because we made hundreds of them. And you guys would never know probably, but we're one and done. Cool lighting effect or something, yeah. Like, I definitely filmed when I was at Riot Fest this summer. I filmed a bit of the Pegboy show, but that was also, I went back and watched those videos a lot, and I sent them to people that I was friends with that liked Pegboy, and like I still go back time. I even thought about posting them because I watched them so much, but that'd be the rare exception for me. He's doing this all willy-nilly. He just takes whatever I give him. Yeah, I'm fine on time today. Tuesday's my day when I have a lot of hours in the day that are really just after this podcast or this stream is over. The rest of my day is just devoted to Soul Right. So all I got to do is research and record. If I'm smart, I'll record 2, and if I'm really smart, I'll handle some other life business I got to deal with. But we'll see. We'll see how smart I am today. I edit Soul Right, and then Nick does the finishing touches on it. He adds the music and balances it for me, but I do the content edit. During Hurricane Katrina, I was at PAX in Seattle, I believe, selling T-shirts. I like to think I'm smart, and then I'm in the back of a Taco Bell eating 6 burritos. Ooh, I could eat a Taco Bell burrito right now. Are you or any of those going to play Resident Evil Requiem? Maybe. I don't know. Who does the intro beatboxing for Soul Right? It's awesome. That's not awesome. That's just me being goofy. I did that in 2 seconds. Will we ever go to another convention? I don't think so. I think those days are behind us. Or behind me, maybe. I mean, never say never, but probably not. Probably not. If they want to pay me a shitload of money to go to a convention, I will. If you want to give me if you want to give me some money to go to a convention, I'll go to a convention. But nobody's offering me money to go to a convention like that. Coca-Cola does employ people whose job it is to test and taste new flavors and products. Their little job is to create new flavors and test on other employees. That's awesome. Thank you, Cultural Tech. I'll buy you a sandwich. It's very kind of you, Mark. Wearing the regulation shirt right now. Hell yeah, Can't Winger. So I'm gonna fuck off now. This one was 35 minutes. This is a good long one. I need to export these and turn these into Nick. At some point, I'm gonna stop this record. And yeah. Go ahead and close. No, I shouldn't close 4K yet. Let it slowly save. Okay. Well, you guys didn't tell me it was so fucking bright in here. I haven't seen my webcam all day because I had the other window up. I had no idea that it was blown out. You guys gotta let me know stuff. There we go. All right. Well, I'm gonna go do the stuff that I don't want to do. This was what I wanted to do, and I got out of the way early, unfortunately. So I have nothing to look forward to for the rest of the day. But tomorrow, when we do this again, thank you, everyone. Probably do backgrounds again tomorrow just for the hell of it. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll download Cyberpunk since you guys said it seem to think it works, and we can fuck with that. Have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Love you. Bye-bye.